McNair says this game will bring out the best in his team.
On Saturday, you will see two defined teams as Grambling and Southern come in this stadium, in this dome, and compete, blood, sweat, and tears, for one ultimate goal, is to win. As the Jaguar Nation shows up, the Southern University Jag will show out.
Grambling is looking to beat Southern for the first time since 2021. LRN.
KSYL.
You know that old saying, you can't lie to me. I can see it in your face. Well, get ready, because that saying went high tech. I'm Kim Commando for ExpressVPN. Every time you go online, your provider tracks you. Protect your privacy and get 4 extra months at expressvpn.com/Kim. There's a new app being pitched to lawyers right now, and it's chilling. It scans your tone, your facial tics, and your body language in real time. They train this thing on videos of famous fibbers, think Clinton, A-Rod, even Anthony Weiner, and it flags lies instantly. This is not a sci-fi movie. This tool is being pitched for use in courtrooms, critical depositions, and even mandatory Zoom interviews. This AI does not care about your story. It only cares about data. And in no time, it'll be right on our phones, asking your date if they're really in it for the long haul, or your kids what they really did last night. This AI will totally change how we communicate and who we trust. Enter to win Christmas cash at winfromkim.com. You're being watched. Seriously, every time you go online, your internet provider is tracking your every move. Here in the United States, they actually sell your browsing history. Until that changes, you need to protect yourself. That's why I use ExpressVPN. It's an easy-to-use app that encrypts your connection and reroutes all your internet traffic through secure servers, so your online activity stays private. With ExpressVPN, your internet provider cannot see your browsing history. It hides your IP address. That's the number that identifies you online, so you can't be tracked. And with servers in over 100 countries, you can appear virtually anywhere. It's simple to use. Click one button and you're protected. Plus, ExpressVPN has apps for everything: phones, laptops, desktops, and tablets, so you stay private anywhere you connect. Take your online privacy seriously like I do with ExpressVPN. Right now, get up to 4 extra months of ExpressVPN by going to expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim. expressvpn.com/Kim.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation. Good morning, Central. Happy Tuesday to you. Nathan Martin sitting in with Stephen Maxwell this morning on Talkback on KSYL. The feed is live on Facebook and YouTube, and we're glad to have you with us today. Stephen, how are you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good. We've barely chatted this morning. We kind of keep it fresh so we can talk on air, right?
That's what me and Al do. We just don't really talk until we go on air because we're gonna blow everything.
Yeah,
on.
You lose the surprise, you lose the fun stuff that you were going to just reveal, but then you guys have this horrible habit of like, I'll tell you off air, and I'm like, I
want to tell you something off air too.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, it's a good habit
announcement. So you're going to be on the inside now.
Okay, well, I like that. That's good news. Well, this is the place to be. Talk back, KSYL. The BOM talk line, 318-442-8255 is the number for you to call and give us any scoops that you have. We got a good show for you today because we have one of the things that we enjoyed talking about and people we like talking to are the fine folks over at LSUA. That's a happening place, let me tell you. Mm-hmm. They've got so many good things going on at LSUA. And this morning, coming up at the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have some special guests coming in that are going to be talking to us about what's happening at LSUA, including Dr. Elizabeth Beard, who will be joining us. She's the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Programs, basically the Chief Academic Officer, and Jeff Langston, the Vice Chancellor for Operations, who in other places would probably be called the COO, the Chief Operating Officer. And boy, do we have a lot of good stuff to talk to them about in the 8 o'clock hour. So looking forward to chatting with them. Until then, though, it's your phone calls, and I see a light lit up. I don't know if this is the light.
But it's a ghost one.
Well, let's find out and see. Let's go to the phone line right off the bat. Good morning. You're on Talkback with Stephen and Nathan. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I didn't check to see beforehand. Typically, I do. I'll look to see if the light's flashing when I come in at 7 o'clock. If the light's flash, I know somebody's just listening. And usually around the time Kim Commando comes, we'll drop it. But I didn't do that this time. So, but we're ready to go. We're ready for your call because your calls will be legitimate. The next time that light flashes, it'll be somebody real calling in. So nice listening to Bob Madison yesterday call in, the former host of Talk Back. And it was fun hearing him and Al kind of chit chat a little bit because they were once head-to-head anchors in competing at KLAX and KLB. So two guys.
Were they really? Yeah, maybe so.
Well,
Yeah.
Bob was the lead. What do they call the main anchor? Is it main anchor or just anchor?
Yeah,
Anchor.
I might say main anchor.
Okay, so he was the main anchor at KLAX, and of course Al's tenure there at the station that shut up. No, I'm just kidding. The KLB. And
He was probably morning anchor at that point. Now.
okay, maybe so.
Yep.
I forget. I remember when Bob was here. Steve Coco and Bob were a pair for a while here on KLAX. I mean, I've been listening to KLAX, not KLAX, KSYL. Sorry about that. All the K's. Been listening. I mean, way back when Fred Rosenfeld was doing this show. It's been such a great long time show. I love the intro where Dave says Central Louisiana's longest running talk show, and it's been around for a long time.
I've been listening to it for years too.
Right.
Not as long, but
It was good
15
stuff.
years, I guess.
There's always been good places because of the phone call. To me, that's what makes it. You and I can sit here and chatter and prattle and, talk, but it's the phone calls that make the show. And
Well, we love a good prattling.
that's not a word you get to use every day, is it? Right?
I'm going to use that again today.
I was telling my dad the other day how much I enjoy reading my Kindle. I like reading books on Kindle, and I tend to read books that are in different genres. And so, I might be reading something from history, or maybe reading something from, theological type stuff, or my guilty pleasure would be a spy novel, and so they'll have all these words in there. And sometimes it may be a word you're a little like, do I know that word? And on the Kindle, you just long press the word,
Oh,
the
it's nice.
definition pops up.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll try these like philosophy books here once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me sound presumptuous, but they're interesting. But there's like so many words I'll have to press
Mm-hmm.
for the definitions. I almost never buy them in paper or hardback because I have to have them on the Kindle.
Same way, yeah. When I'm reading something on paper, I'm like, I have to actually type it into a computer. So
Yeah.
I'm self-educated that way, and love being able to grow. That's just one of the advantages of technology today.
I was mad at myself last night. We get like an hour or two where Sophia's asleep and we're awake, and I usually read or something or watch something worthwhile. I just sat there and watched TikTok the whole night. I was like, I'm really disappointed in myself. Just wasted that whole night.
So I
Good
have to.
laughs, though.
Now I'm going to out myself. You talk about wasting time. I heard you and Al talk. I almost called y'all and I almost texted y'all, but I decided to wait till today. I went and saw Wicked. For
Going to
good,
the movies.
The movie, so at the theater.
Is this something you wanted to do, or is
No, my daughter.
I'm not
drugged
judging
me.
you. Some
My
people
daughter
like
drugged
it.
me.
But did you like it?
And here's the funny thing. I didn't think I would, but I really did.
Did you see the first one?
I haven't seen the first one. So I want to go back and see the first one because it'll probably make sense. My daughter told me she's all into it. Teenage girls are all into this stuff. And I actually enjoyed, although I will say, I believe that there is a subversive element to it to try to make you believe that good is evil and evil is good. Because forever, the Wizard of Oz, you had a good witch and you had a bad witch, right? There is good and there is evil. And the whole premise of Wicked is the one that we thought was wicked really is not as bad as you thought. She's really a good person at heart.
I think sometimes the best villains in movies or books is where the villain thinks that they're doing the right
The
thing.
complex characters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I
Because
mean,
it's just like the boogeyman the whole time. It's kind of shallow. Sometimes it's fun, but, sometimes they think they're doing what's good. Like, what's his name off of Avengers?
I don't know his
The
name.
guy who snaps his finger, Thanos.
Okay, yeah.
He just thought he was doing the world a service.
Right. Right.
But he was actually pretty evil.
Well, Hitler thought he was doing the world a service too, but
Yeah.
I can't make him into a likable villain.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But
No, Hitler was pretty just bad. But yeah.
well, there's a group of people out there that say he stumbled upon this ultimate solution, and he was trying to rebuild Germany from the chaos of World War I. And
What bad things did the Wicked Lady do? Because I couldn't even get through the first one.
what bad things did she do?
Yeah.
Well, in the original Wizard of Oz, she was just the Wicked Witch. I didn't see the first one, so I can't tell you about
Oh, that's
that.
right.
But in the original, she would, and my daughter's never seen the original, so she didn't get a lot of the references. Like there were times Oh, I can't
You
give
mean
it away.
the original Wizard of Oz?
The original, like 50-year-old Dorothy from Kansas thing.
I've seen that one.
And believe it or not, she shows up in part 2.
Yeah, I think it was concurrent or something.
Yeah, so part 2 is the lead up to, and you get this hurricane, and you find out. Remember when Dorothy's house lands on a witch and it kills the Wicked Witch of the East, I think it is, and everybody's celebrating because the Wicked. Well, we find out who she is in this movie, and there's really intriguing connections there.
Well, maybe
So,
I should watch it.
I will tell you, the music was cheesy to me. It wasn't. Let me back up. The music wasn't as cheesy as some of the modern ones, but I heard you say yesterday the over exaggerated facial motions of the people in the background. There's still some of that. Yeah, just close your eyes.
You should have got her to watch Predator.
Yeah, I can't watch Predator.
Really?
No, I don't like scary movies.
Would it be scary?
Well, yeah.
It's action.
I hate jump scenes.
No, it's action packed.
When I watch stuff on television that's scary and the music I mute it because then it's okay to watch. The guy's walking down a dark hallway, but there's no music, there's no sound. I can watch that. But all that, because I've always said the world's a scary enough place for me to pay to be scared. I'm not going to pay to be scared.
So you're not going to go see The Conjuring that's out there?
The Conjuring? No, absolutely
not. That was
not.
great too.
Absolutely not. No.
It was really good.
It sounds, no. What's it about?
It's an exorcism.
Yeah, right. The exorcism gave me nightmares when I watched it against my parents' permission in the 1980s.
Well, the main characters is the last movie in the series that's based off true events. I'm putting it in quotations.
Air quotes.
The Warrens, where they were, I guess, religious people, and they would exorcise demons or whatever. So
it kind of reminds me of The Chosen when Nicodemus tries to exorcise Mary of Magdala and he's unable to. Have you seen
I missed that season, I guess.
Well, that's actually,
I watched like the first two.
episode 1 of season 1.
Well, I forgot about it. I did watch the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
I really enjoyed it. I know some of my theologically erudite friends, to use a big word, would, they've taken issue with stuff. I personally love The Chosen. I think it's phenomenal. I won't preach out of it. I'm not going to do that. But I think it's absolutely a fascinating take.
You mean religion with 1,000 dominations?
Yeah, that
have
one.
Disagreements.
I know that's hard to believe, but
no, I thought it was a good show.
Yeah. Well, we've given our movie reviews for the weekend. My son wants to go see The Running Man. And I
don't know what that is.
Well, apparently it's a remake of the one that was out 25 years ago. It's kind of like a Hunger Games. The guy, if he can survive, I think 24 hours, then he gets some prize or something. But everybody's out to kill him. It's televised. Kind of a thing. This is just a remake, though. It's nothing new under the sun, as they say. All the movies are remakes or retellings or recastings. So
I'm hoping to go to see Predator tomorrow. That's my goal.
Isn't this like what number in the franchise is?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't even care about Predator, but it looks cool. I'm more of an Alien guy.
Yeah.
Like I like the Alien movies a lot. I haven't seen the new one yet, but
okay. Badlands. And this is the one he takes his mask off or something, or
no mask off.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's pretty bad.
He's at home, surviving, from what I can understand.
Okay. Well,
I'm glad you got to see Wicked.
I really went reluctantly. I really thought I would fall asleep. Honestly, I told my daughter, I said, I'm probably going to fall asleep. No, you can't. I just want to warn you, I'm probably going to fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep.
When I pass by the Grand, I always really pay attention because I want to make sure people are going, because the last thing I want is the theater to go away. It was packed the past 2 days.
Sunday night was a nice crowd, and we saw people there that we knew.
It was packed.
Yeah. And I will say it's nice to see a movie with other people who kind of react, laugh out loud, or gasp. That's kind of I think that's an experience most of our kids don't have because people don't do that anymore.
No.
So, all right, we are coming up on 7:30, bottom of the hour. The phone lines have lit up. We will come straight to you after the bottom of the hour break. Stick around. We've got more for you this morning on Talkback with Stephen and Nathan.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Shares of Kohl's soaring at the pre-market. They've raised their full-year outlook for the second straight quarter. It's a sign that CEO Michael Bender is helping to stabilize performance at the struggling retailer. They now see net sales declining in a range of 3.5% to 4% for the full year. That's actually a smaller drop than the projection offered in late August. NVIDIA is feeling the heat. Their shares dropped in a report that Meta is in talks to spend billions of dollars on Google's AI chips. This potentially erodes NVIDIA's position as the gold standard for big tech firms. Alphabet shares rose. The company's on track for a $4 trillion valuation. And Apple's eliminated dozens of sales roles. Management notified the affected workers over the past couple of weeks. The move is especially notable because revenue at Apple has been growing at the fastest clip in years, and stocks coming off a strong two-day rally in the S&P 500. I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
Good morning. Starting out with a few clouds this morning, but things improving as we get further into the day. We're saying partly cloudy by about noontime, sunny this afternoon. Afternoon high temps near 77. A few clouds overnight. We'll get down to 51. And then get ready for this on Wednesday. A sunny day. Afternoon highs only 65 degrees. We'll get down to the upper 30s on Wednesday night. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
We welcome you back to Talk Back. I pushed the button and it didn't push, so I got to push it again. Good morning. We're glad to have you with us. We're going to go straight to the phone lines. Hi there. You're on Talk Back with Stephen and Nathan.
Good morning, Nathan.
Hello, sir.
You girls done talking about your movie?
Stephen wants to talk about Predator some more. I don't think he's really in touch with his feminine side like I am with 4 daughters in my house.
So you swim in an estrogen
Now,
ocean.
let me tell you, there's so much estrogen in my house, I sit down to pee. I'm just going to...
Oh, my gosh.
But I'm growing a long beard to try to get my masculinity back.
You got to get a Fu Manchu, man.
I don't know if I'm brave enough. I like Stephen's Wyatt Earp over here, though.
Oh,
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday? Okay, that's right.
Holly. Hey, listen, just a few weeks ago I called and I told you about that cemetery on our family property.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some, like I told you I would, I got some information. My son-in-law actually helped me, and my mother and I went over there and we took a few pictures. So I will drop that information off by the station this morning.
Okay, hold on. I think Al sent me something that you sent, and I think...
Yeah, that was just actually probably just my phone number.
Okay. Well, I'm going
But
to...
I have some pictures, and I have a list that came from a Louisiana website.
Oh, no, that's great.
So it's got the name list. Unfortunately, we went in there and looked. It looks like the last time somebody got in there and tried to clean the place up, they moved some of these stones. And what I mean by that, some of the graves were simply like a big chunk of iron ore or sandstone with some initials on them.
Oh. Wow.
So, but I do have a list that's supposed to be fairly comprehensive, and I have to come into town for a 9:00 meeting, so
Okay.
I will drop that by the station afterwards.
I will swing back by and get it. I have a 9:30 Zoom call I have to do from my office. So as soon as the show's over, I'm bugging out. But I will swing back by and get that later today. Thank you so much.
No, not a problem.
And I'll find that message from Al and respond to you that way, too. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
y'all have a good one.
You too. Let's go back to the next phone line. Good morning. You're on Talk Back with Stephen and Nathan.
Hey, earlier, y'all were talking about scary movies and what makes you scared or whatever. I can remember that there's only one movie, and I love scary movies, but there's only one movie that really, and I can't remember if I was a senior in high school or it was my first year of college, but I remember it was me and my best friend went to see it, and it's The Exorcist.
Yeah.
The original Exorcist, and and look, guys, I never get scared at horror movies, and I love that kind of stuff. But that movie, it had me sinking into my seat.
Oh, sir.
I did not sleep for probably 2 nights. It really scared you know what out of me. That was a scary movie. That was the original Exorcist, the original one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
No, I'm with you. And I said earlier, my parents forbid me from watching that, and I saw it at a friend's house and had nightmares afterward. That was a movie.
I thought the one that came out like in the early 2000s is called The Exorcism of Emily Rose. That one was scarier.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
That was a tough one.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
you can hog tie it. I'm not going to see it. And then that would be bamboo under the fingernails kind of torture for me to watch something like that. No. You watched it, Stephen?
Oh yeah, I've seen
and you enjoyed it.
I mean, I like scary movies. Okay, this is so far out there. Like if you, I don't know, if you look at it from that standpoint, I'm like, okay.
You know what's funny is my dad's like you. He likes goof. I mean, to him, they're so outlandish that it's no big deal. But to me, no. Jump scenes get me.
Yeah.
Hey, caller, thank you for reminding us of that and bringing us down.
Sure,
that was good.
Y'all have a great day.
You too.
I think that scared the crap out of everybody. That movie back in the day, because you watch reports, people were coming out the theater throwing up.
Really?
People with mental issues who were actually in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one movie recently that kind of like bothers your soul without a better term, and that's Hereditary. Not because of jump scares or anything, but it was so well done.
Haven't seen
like
it.
It just gives you a massive amount of grief. And that's like the worst kind of scary in my opinion.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, just looking at the titles on the
It's
graphics.
considered one of the best horror movies past 20 years.
So well, we got a phone call. So we always do the phone calls before we talk. Go back to the lines. Good morning. You'll talk back with Stephen and Nathan.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Nathan, maybe you can answer this. You know, we learn a lot about human nature as we raise our children. And when you raise grandchildren, I don't know if it's because we're older, but we seem to see more. And, you know, I had 4 kids within 7 years. Now I've had 6 grandkids within 4 years. And so my 2 of my granddaughters, they all love to be scared. They love me to chase them or you know, and we were playing this game the other day, but we made a house out of a water heater box. And they had to have their water heater replaced. And I said, hey, we can do something with this box. And they have loved that toy. Mm-hmm. And they wanted me to stand outside and act like I was a nice bad wolf. And then when they came out, to act like I was a bad wolf. So I would knock on the door and I would say, I'm not a bad wolf, come out. And they would come out and go, ah, and they would run back in. And they would laugh and laugh and laugh. And we did it over and over and over. They wanted to do it. I don't know. Do you understand any of that psychic?
I don't.
We like to be scared.
You know, maybe it's the thrill of the fight or flight thing that gives you some sort of endorphin response or whatever. Or maybe the fact that they get away with it. You know, they know they're safe, but they secretly have the power to overcome. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just guessing. You asked me
it's fascinating.
Deeply.
Because the 2 sisters, one is 4 and one is 1.5. And so the 1.5-year-old can't verbalize what she wants to do. The 4-year-old says, I want you to act this way, and then but the 1-year-old gets just as much a thrill out of it. Yeah. And then they want me to do it over. And every time they close the door and I knock, they know it's me.
You're right.
And I'm saying, I'm the big bad, I'm a good wolf. You can come out. And, you know, and they just love it.
But think about
like peekaboo, too.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say, peekaboo. Or think about a baby that you do that jump scene scare and they just start laughing. I don't know why. That's interesting.
Yeah, I was like, why do I sit here and watch for entertainment a horror movie? This makes no sense to me. But it's for some reason it's invigorating, I guess, you know?
Oh, Hollywood knows that part. Yeah. That, and I want to tell you, I have a new respect for the Grinch. We went to see him Farms Sunday afternoon, and they had a Grinch there. My little, one of my granddaughters, my 2.5-year-old, she went up to the little Grinch and she said, I'm going to sing you a song. And she said, you're a bad one, Mr. Grinch. It was so precious, but she was taken with it. She was scared of Santa, but she loved the Grinch. So when we got home, we took out the Grinch and we watched the cartoon again, you know, the one from the 60s. And that show is so good. He was so bad, but then when his heart changed, then he became good and brought all the Christmas back. And so we watched that 3 or 4 times. Yeah, and I just told her, all right, what's happening now? See, his heart changed. Only Jesus can change hearts. So see, when Jesus changed, I used it to my advantage.
Of course.
When Jesus changed his heart, now he's a good Grinch. And she just loved it. So anyway,
forgiveness is a very disarming thing. It's very powerful.
It is. Well, y'all have a great day.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You
Thanks,
too.
Dave.
No, you're good.
All right, good. Always good to hear. And then neat parenting stories there.
Yeah, it's a weird phenomenon, right? I'm sure there's someone out there who knows it, and it's probably a simple answer. But yeah, I always used to root for Darth Vader instead of Luke because I thought Darth Vader was cooler.
You know, I like underdog stories, but I still like the old classic good and evil. Personally, that's why when it comes to the stuff, I'm more of a Superman guy than a Batman guy. That's just, I like the clean cuts. You know, that's just me. But I get that some people like the dark side of things.
I like the complicated figures.
That's why you're a more complex human being.
I don't think so, man.
I'm simple.
I'm a simple fella.
Well, you know, it's good to have these ideas and conversations. I don't know why kids like it. They do love that, though. I mean, the true little scared things when you stick your head around and it catches them off guard, and they just bawl out laughing. So.
See, I'll watch a scary movie and like I have to be in the mood, and it's like I pay attention to it. It's not like a relaxing event, but I have really good friends who that's their go-to. Like they're gonna sit there, relax, and have a good time, and just sit there and turn on something crazy. You know?
Well, my family knows if something, even in a regular, just a good show, if they start doing the scary music, I'm muting the TV. I'm just muting it. I don't want to be scared. So that's just
right.
All right, it's time for our next break. We'll be back with more chit chat on Talkback after this.
KSYL. Central Louisiana has what it takes. Strong workforce, perfect location, and a legacy of getting things done. That's why Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is producing clean fuel in Pineville, investing $2.5 billion, bringing 1,100 construction jobs, 600 permanent jobs, and millions in local tax revenue. Made here, powered by us. Visit BeaverLakeEnergy.com and see how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Magic 100.9 is your soundtrack. Merry Christmas! Non-stop Christmas hits to keep your holiday spirit glowing. Magic 100.9.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
In sports, it's the dream team. And if your car is out of warranty, there's a team for that as well. You, the driver, your mechanic, and Endurance to pay for the repair bills. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance auto protection plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-293-8030. That's 800-293-8030. 800-293-8030.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
Welcome back. Did you know that the welcome back, somebody sent me a picture yesterday about the Epstein files, but it was Juan Epstein from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Never seen it.
Oh, yes, right. I forgot.
Yeah. Someone brought that up.
I'm old. Okay. All right.
Well, I watch old stuff. I've just never seen that one.
Yeah, he's just one of the recurring characters on Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah, and they would always talk, he was Epstein. That was just a name back then. All right. It's now more than a name. It's a movement. It's everything. So I want to transition just for a second and offer some prayers. Ask the community to be thinking of someone that's well known in our community. I reached out and got her permission. Well, I think I got her permission. Our good friend, Mayor Gail Wilking in Ball, who is a good friend of the program, frequently calls in and updates us on things. We loved having her to chat with us. Is scheduled to have some back surgery coming up soon, and just ask you to keep her in your prayers. She's really dealing with some significant pain there, and we're hoping that can go through quickly. So it's originally scheduled really soon now. So if you can, but there may be some complications that could delay it. So if you're of the praying mindset, if you don't mind, give thought and prayer to Mayor Gail Wilkin for her back, for healing, for the procedure to go well, and just kind of lift her up. So that she didn't, ask me to do that. She didn't prohibit me. I asked her if I could, and she answered me at different questions. So Mayor Gail, if I busted it right here, I'm sorry, but you're in our thoughts and prayers today. I definitely appreciate you. Again, don't forget, coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to be talking to LSUA folks over there who, man, when you look at all the things that are going on at LSUA, Stephen, it kind of blows your mind when you see the just amazing happening. So we're not going to go down that path just yet, but looking forward to talking to them. And we still have open phone lines up until then. The big news coming out yesterday nationally, Stephen, was the dismissal that the judge did of the Comey and the James indictments, and I'm sure you followed that. The judge said that the appointment of the prosecutor, as I recall, was improper. I believe that the president or the justice can appoint up to 120 days to allow there not to be a vacancy while you wait for the Senate to confirm someone. But according to this judge, you can't have back-to-back appointments because then you just go around the Senate forever and ever. And the White House is saying they will appeal that. Interestingly, if that appeal does not hold up, Comey's off the hook because there was a 5-year statute of limitations which expired shortly after they filed the indictment. James, however, there's still time for someone to bring that to her. And so it's just a big question. I heard Comey this morning on the news talking about how this is nothing but lawfare and using the justice system as a personal vendetta. And all I thought to myself was, so what was the whole Russiagate investigation? Was that not the exact same thing? Both sides have used it, what I'm saying. This does feel that way, doesn't it? It feels like that I'm not asking you to editorialize, but it does feel like both sides have used the weapons of the justice system to bring some sort of, I don't want to use the word justice, but parity or even revenge, perhaps. So interesting to see.
I think the administration says that they said they're going to appeal it right away, and they believe that there is some sort of, I don't want to say loophole, but they may have more time with that statute of limitations. For some reason or another, I have to look it up again, but they believe that they could still bring it forward for Comey. So we'll see, but it looks like it's, if that even held up, they had a couple other motions in place that they thought they could get the case thrown out too, so it's politics.
It'll be interesting to see. I think the strangest news in politics to me was the Marjorie Taylor Greene resignation. Completely caught me off guard. So I'd like to talk about that after we go to this phone call. Good morning. You're on Talk Back with Stephen and Nathan.
So this stuff with Comey, that is exactly why the American people don't trust our political system or those people in charge. Because I heard his little thing on the America in the Morning before you guys this morning, and he was just posturing to, I did absolutely nothing wrong and the president's just attacking me. No, y'all purposely wasted millions of our taxpayers' dollars running a scam to defame the president when you knew there was no there. Yet if we call you to the carpet, it's horrible. It's a tragedy. You're targeting your political opponents, which is exactly what they did.
That was what I felt when I heard him talk. Like you don't like it when the same weapon is aimed at you that you aimed at someone else.
That's exactly it. The Clinton and Obama era politician can do that, but anybody else does it, then it's wrong. That just doesn't make sense. That's that double standard. Clintons get one set of laws and we get the rest.
Yeah, and those of us in the pew, in the bleachers, watch this and we see the hypocrisy or we see the double standard, and we know that we wouldn't get a break.
No, not even a hint of a break. We'd have already been in jail. We'd have had our trial, and we would have been found guilty for nothing. I have no doubt that these people who are using their authority to skirt the law are one day will pay. It may not be in this lifetime, but they're going to pay one day. And unfortunately, I would love to see a lot of these people sit in jail, but it'll never happen. If all this stuff comes through with the Epstein files and we learn what most of us assume has happened with Bill Clinton and Epstein,
Will he serve time? Doubt it. Will there be any justice served for any of those victims? Seriously doubt it.
You just don't know who to believe either in stuff that's coming out. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Josh Hawley. I saw overnight on a clip on X where he was wanting there to be a searchable database where the American public can easily look through all of the Epstein files, and they can plug a name in and see, instead of having to just read 3,000 or 30,000 pages. It's searchable. And that's an attempt at transparency I think is necessary, but we have seen the flip, even, and I'm saying it out, even Trump's flip-flopping on the Epstein files makes us all like, what's going on?
I agree. I mean, if there's no there for Trump, he needs to just release it.
Unless he was holding it out because he wanted the Democrats to be the one to clamor for it, then and maybe he plays that fourth degree of chess. I don't know, but it seemed odd that, so many ran leading up to this particular term on releasing them, and then within 90 days, Bondi was like, it's on my desk, I'm going to release it tomorrow, and then the foot dragging. That just made all of us think something's just not right.
Right. It doesn't pass the smell test.
Exactly.
And when Bondi came, or just before Trump signed that last bill saying that all of it's going to be released, they had released like 50,000 pages. Just the week before. So, people are complaining about them not releasing things, but yet there's no there in anything that they're releasing. There's no evidence of anything. It's just hearsay still.
Well, and I do understand the need to defend victims. I think that is a cardinal part of our justice system. But many victims have come out and said, release my name. It actually helps me for you to know that I was a victim and for people to stop calling me a liar. So, but I think that's a case by case. You can't just do all of them that way. You have to get permission of each one, and that's proper. And that does. I can see that would take time, but it's been a while.
Absolutely,
it's been a while. Man, so much appreciate your call. Thank you. Appreciate that. We've got to go to another break. Another phone call on the line. We'll come to you right after this break.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to today's Dental in Pineville, Virtual Align Clear Aligners, the fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the Virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Central Louisiana. Ever wonder what could happen if we all joined together for a single cause? All aboard! Every Christmas, Cenla Broadcasting brings our community together for one simple mission: to make sure every child in Cenla feels the magic of Christmas morning. Now that's more like it. Join us Saturday, December 6th from 10 to 4 in the parking lot of Target in Alexandria for the Cenla Broadcasting Cares for Kids Toy Drive. Bring a new unwrapped toy and become part of something getting bigger. These local businesses have already joined the cause. Say's Office Supply, Cenla Federal Credit Union, Southern Heritage Bank, Ray Hyde Paint and Body, Acadian Ambulance, and Rapides Women and Children's Hospital. Now we need you too. Stop by, drop off a toy, and show your support, because when all of Cenla comes together, Christmas magic happens. Cenla Broadcasting cares for kids. Saturday, December 6th from 10 to 4 at Target on Memorial Drive in Alexandria.
Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo Fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, they wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum, even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial. All with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care. Fences that feel like home.
A message from Israel Air Conditioning and Heating.
Yeah, my mama, she told me to pick up and call Israel Air. She told me Israel Air. She told me. She said they'll come running with comfort beyond compare.
At a very fair price.
Because you know we're all about your comfort, got your comfort, no troubles. Call 442-6657. That's 442-6657. We're all about your comfort, got your comfort.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
Thanks to a listener who sent me the phrase weaponization of the Justice Department being the words I was looking for. You're absolutely right. Let's go back to the phone lines. And next caller, you're on the line with Stephen and Nathan.
You know that Marjorie Taylor Greene, she sided with the Democrats on releasing those Epstein files.
Well, but by the end, everybody did, didn't they? By the time it was over with. But you're right. She was one of the first ones to speak up about releasing them. You're absolutely right.
Look, I don't have no more knowledge than anyone else, but I think she's being threatened by people on the right. And she's afraid to get Charlie cooked.
My goodness. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, so,
or she's thinking about a higher office. I don't know, one of those two.
AP has an article out today in Atlanta by an Atlanta-based writer that says that they felt like she would be reelected. Even her opponent said that she would be reelected. So the fact that she's not running has caught a lot of people off guard.
I think maybe too, and I'm sure there's some ulterior motive, right? Like she might run for something else, and I don't trust her that much either. But maybe more politicians should be like that. You did your 6-8 years. You did what you could do. Like, all right, I'm gonna go back home. Like I feel like that was more of what the founders had in mind. Like just citizen politician. Do what you can, and let somebody else carry the mantle.
Well,
not staying for 50.
Well, when she came to office, she had a fortune of about $700,000. Now it's $27 million. How?
How do they?
She got famous. She got famous.
They somehow monetize that. I mean, where does the money come from?
I don't know. Did she sell a book, or I don't know? I have no idea.
Your phone call's breaking up. Say that again.
Well, you know, something else too. Did you know that Hillary Clinton had been to Epstein's Island 2 times without bail?
I did not know that.
How? Why would she do that?
I don't know.
The whole Epstein thing is like what you would see off a movie, right? At least what we could assume it is. It's just blackmailing. Yeah, back and forth. He's got them in their pocket. It'd be crazy to see what happens.
Lost that call. Thank you, caller. Always appreciate your thoughts and insights. You know, gosh, my rabbit brain wants to go down 17 trails at once out of this. But
I mean, if neither side, whoever's not in power calls for the release, and then when they get in power, they don't release it. I mean, it's just, they're using it as political football, and then they realize they're both implicated, I guess. I don't know.
All right,
embarrassed.
I'm going to do a 90-degree turn, right? This is whiplash territory. Have you seen anything that Candace Owen has been saying lately?
Dude, it's hard to keep up with her, man.
She now says that Macron from France has put out an assassination order on her, and she said Trump and the State Department are about to confirm it publicly. And she claims that French legionnaires were part of Charlie Kirk's assassination. So I don't know. But you want to watch some theories, watch Candace Owen.
She also makes money off views, but hey,
That's
never
true.
know.
That's true. All right. Well, that wraps up hour number 1. Hour number 2, LSUA. We're going to talk about sensible stuff around here, like great things happening in education. Come back for more with Stephen and Nathan on Talkback.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Michael Wallace. Ukraine has agreed to a revised version of the peace proposal brokered by the Trump administration to stop the war with Russia. CBS's Holly Williams says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has weighed in.
Last night, in an address to the nation, he said that changes had been made to that plan and it could become workable. Now, we cannot confirm those changes, but there's reporting that it could remove the veto on NATO membership for Ukraine, that it could include security guarantees for Ukraine, and that it may not restrict the size of Ukraine's military.
Zelensky may travel to Washington this week to sign the deal. There's been no official response from Russia. They're assessing the damage in the Houston area after yesterday's tornado. No one was seriously injured, but more than 100 homes were hit. CBS's Karen Hua is in Spring, Texas.
The storm may be over, but the cleanup is just beginning here. Piles of fallen trees and debris behind me, which is what much of this neighborhood in Spring looks like. And while residents say they did get several warnings ahead of this quick storm, it was far more intense than they thought it would be.
More Thanksgiving travelers are hitting the road today. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
The FAA says today will actually be its busiest day as far as scheduled flights go. About 250 of those will be United flights leaving here at Dulles. Crews working around the clock to make sure they get out on time and also watching the weather.
There's snow falling in the northern plain states today and rain in the Midwest and Southeast. Authorities in Paris have arrested 4 more suspects in last month's jewel heist at the Louvre. The 2 men and 2 women were taken into custody today. The loot, worth $102 million, has not been recovered. Authorities in New York have busted a gang of sophisticated porch pirates on Long Island. CBS's Jared Ocheter.
It seems like the thieves were targeting electronics and cell phones. 14 people face felony charges. In terms of a dollar amount, they found at least $100,000 in a stash house, but we don't have the exact dollar amount for everything that has been taken.
Prosecutors say the suspects got information from insiders at FedEx to track the packages. An annual White House tradition returns today.
Drumstick, you are hereby pardoned.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe says 2 turkeys will be spared today.
President Trump is set to participate in the pardoning of Gobble and Waddle. They were raised by farmer Travis Pittman from Wayne County, North Carolina, who typically raises flocks of at least 19,000 on his farm for Butterball, the nation's largest turkey producer.
Gobble and Waddle will live out their days at the Department of Poultry Science at North Carolina State University. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. According to a new statewide survey by Tulane University's Newcomb Institute, rates of sexual and physical violence in Louisiana have declined since 2023. Lead researcher Anita Raj says physical violence has decreased slightly among men, but women continue to face higher risks.
Intimate partner violence, which can include any kind of violence, but very specific to a partner, we've seen no decline in violence. And that really corresponds with the physical violence findings for women, because most physical violence is happening from partners.
A Canadian man is under arrest for allegedly trying to solicit a young girl in Louisiana. Grant Parish Sheriff Stephen McCain says 35-year-old Eddie Butler was engaging in a lewd conversation.
He took pictures of himself, sent them to what he thought was a young girl in Grant Parish, and he actually made plans to travel from Canada to Louisiana.
The child that Butler thought he was talking to was a Grant Parish detective. LRN.
The L's at the UPS store on Jackson Street are up for the holiday challenge. Packing, shipping, faxing, shredding, scanning, wide format printing, and notary services. They even added a new self-service kiosk to save you time. Worried about porch pirates? Get a UPS mailbox, a safe, secure physical address for your packages and mail. Sign up now for a year and get 3 months free. Open Saturdays 9 to 5 and Sundays 10 to 3 for the month of December. The UPS store on Jackson Street. Let the L's reduce your holiday stress.
Good morning. Starting out with a few clouds this morning, but things improving as we get further into the day. We're saying partly cloudy by about noontime, sunny this afternoon. Afternoon high temps near 77. A few clouds overnight. We'll get down to 51. And then get ready for this on Wednesday. A sunny day. Afternoon highs only 65 degrees. We'll get down to the upper 30s on Wednesday night. From the Zenlaw Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Welcome back to Talkback for Tuesday, the 25th day of November. It's the Thanksgiving edition, and I'm thankful that LSUA is in the house today with Dr. Elizabeth Beard and Jeff Langston. Dr. Beard, you're the provost and the chief academic officer, right?
That's right.
The great title there, CAO. And then, Jeff, you get to be the COO in the alphabet soup of leaders. Thank you guys for being here. How are you?
We are doing great this morning. Always enjoy sharing the love of LSUA and all the great work we're doing in the community.
Well, I'll tell you, yesterday I was having a conversation with another local educational leader, and he just raved about what's happening at LSUA. He's not at LSUA. He's at another institution.
Well, we love to hear that, absolutely.
Absolutely. He was super proud. And you guys have so many good things going on in the education sphere. Obviously, the number of enrolled students blows people's minds. I recall when Dr. Carell said the goal was to have 5,000 by 2025, and people thought that was an ambitious goal.
It was, yeah.
And now you're sitting where?
Yeah, we're right at 8,000 students. So the growth is really exciting, but it's because we're building programs that really matter to our community.
Well, and another person to me recently said that one of the successes has been when you went to the industries and says, what do you need? Not here's what we're producing. Y'all figure out how to fit them in.
Yeah.
You said.
That's it. That's the not-so-secret recipe for our success.
The not-so-secret recipe. Well, that's great. Great to see and hear. There's been some amazing things happen. Another thing I think blows people away is the number of international students that you guys have. How on earth are you recruiting so many international students?
They love the opportunity to play collegiate athletics at a place where they can actually earn their degree. It's affordable and it's safe. So that whole well-rounded student opportunity. Our athletic teams are extraordinary, and so that's a real recruiting initiative there. And having those international students on campus just really benefits the whole community, and our local students on campus is just exposure to global cultures, and it's exciting. It's fun.
How many international students would you say you have?
Right at 100.
Wow. And is there any one particular area that many of them are from, or are they just spread out everywhere?
Spread out everywhere. I think we have 28 countries represented in the LSUA enrollment. So we have a pretty broad reach.
Well, I know there's Spain and Italy, or kind of, I've seen some folks we have on the basketball team. Benedetto was there.
We love Benny. She's coaching at Menard now.
Yeah, I saw her at the home opener. She came in. I wanted to get her on the air since I get to do the play-by-play, but I didn't get her attention. And there's a new player from Italy this year as well, and then I know tennis brings in a lot of international folks. I saw a bunch of them. Yeah. Soccer does, yeah. So that's really great. These international students, is there like a certain area they're liking to go into, or are they just pretty much across the board?
We see quite a few of them that go into business, in different areas of business administration and things like that. And some stay in the area. You know, one in particular, this past year went to work at Clico. That I was familiar with, but the business is a pretty strong pull for them.
We had one LSUA alum who shoots video in town, and he shot some video for me yesterday. So big project coming up.
I know
so
exactly
stay
who that
tuned.
is. Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
From Brazil.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. job. So we shot a.
Yeah, we are proud. Those are top-notch students.
He's a good soccer player.
Bring so much to our community. Absolutely.
So you talk about international partnerships and pathways that are creating opportunities, especially in the healthcare industry, but also workforce needs. Is it just word of mouth, or how are these kids hearing about LSUA? Is it like the current kids are telling their friends and that kind of a thing? Or,
there's a good bit of that.
Or does Jeff get to fly?
Yeah, no, we don't. And we have a whole recruiting team that pull in and raise awareness for LSUA. So, intentional marketing. A lot of word of mouth. I mean, the perception of LSUA and the work we're doing is changing, and so folks are excited about the experience of really focusing on the students and pouring into their success. So something we always brag about with our students, and so many of our international students are athletes. We have the highest athlete GPA in the Red River Athletic Conference. It's over a 3.2, and it consistently stays there. And it's just one of those data points that shows how strong that sort of holistic development and focus on the student is. So
we do. We have a strong strategic communications team, and they have something good to sell. I mean, it's a quality programs there, quality education at a good price too. A lot of people, are shopping the price and having to pay out of pocket, in addition to some of the support they get from different programs, but price matters. And so if we can deliver the best product at the price point we're at, I think it's easy to draw.
That is well said. That probably is one of the reasons, the motivations behind some of the new housing initiatives y'all have had, because these people coming from other countries can't just stay with mom and dad.
That's right. We absolutely want to provide safe and convenient housing for the students. So that's a huge driving force. We've had a wait list for 5 years now, and so there's a big need.
Well, my daughter plans to go to LSUA, so I need to make sure she's on that wait list, because she's already told me she's not living with mom and dad.
Well, they need to spread their wings a little bit.
That's right. Mine says the same thing.
Right.
That's right.
Like, baby, it's only a 10-minute drive. I don't care. I'm not living with you no more.
Can't wait to have her on board. Yeah, and they'll be ready. I mean, the ground is broken, the dirt is moving. We're ready to roll.
There's a huge mountain of dirt there. Is that topsoil, or what is that? I don't know what.
I don't know.
Yeah, they have to take it down a little bit, I think, to build back. But yeah, by next fall, we're supposed to have some rooms open with a total of 352 additional beds with that addition.
How many do you have now?
Right at 300.
Okay, so
I
you're
think we
going more
bumped it
than
into
double?
a little over 300 now.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yes, more than double our on-campus house.
And there's going to be some retail opportunities there too, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. We want to build a little community, again, access and safety, and so we want to open up some retail opportunity right there. We're calling it the Campus Edge Project, but we'd love to have little markets, shops, build some of the things that students and the community in that area could really benefit from.
I need to speak to the St. Romain family and see if they can get a back driveway out of their place, because it's so hard to
Why
get
Not.
from the Why Not stop.
Yep.
Yeah, I know that's a popular stop for everybody.
It absolutely is.
You guys have announced a new EMT program for, is it like for active students, continuing education? Tell
It's
me
a
about
continuing education program. So launching in January will be the first cohort of this EMT program. It's 16 weeks. An excellent credential, excellent credential in the healthcare field. Again, this was a need from a community partner who said, we can't hire enough. We love the folks who are from this region, really serving this region. Great jobs, great pay, and return on investment. And the whole program, 16 weeks, is right at $1,400 tuition.
Oh, wow.
Everything
Nice.
included. Textbooks, materials, even the certification exam are included in that price.
And these
It's
are
extraordinary.
what kind of careers other than we think EMT, we think ambulance? Is that where they would go, or they go to other fields as well?
Primarily, there are some other opportunities for EMTs, but by far that's the primary opportunity. And it would start out after that 16 weeks at a little over $40,000 annual salary, which is very good.
Great return on
considering the time and the investment there. But it also opens pathways for the ambulance service provider in the area. You know, they have mentioned specifically that they like to start with that level and then promote within, and then so you can go to an advanced EMT, and then of course paramedic, et cetera, and work your way up from there. So it's a good building block.
I know firefighters as well.
That's
something that they use. Yeah.
We know that Pafford's been talking about needing more EMTs, and is this kind of answering that call? It looks
Exactly
like.
right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and they really are invested in trying to hire folks from the area.
Yeah.
Really want to serve the community.
Are they helping with the educational side, or is it just your personnel? How's that working?
They're helping with the training in the program.
That's
they have
great.
a module set up, so it'll
I
run through
can't-
our continuing ed.
I can't get over $1,400.
$1,400 for a great healthcare credential, and as Jeff said, it's so buildable.
Wow.
We have an EMT, a paramedic to ASN program at LSUA that's really strong.
Now, what is ASN?
The
Associated
Associate of Science and Nursing.
Science and Nursing. Okay. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we also have the LPN to ASN program, which was just recognized. I think I saw some press this morning drop, one of the top programs in the state, and it's a great program. You're looking at people coming into the program that already have healthcare experience, so it's a lot easier for them to kind of pick up the material and get going, work towards their RN. And the average median wage for an RN is $73,000, I believe, is what it said.
Stephen will be telling you about that soon.
And-
Play all about nursing, I guess.
All right, yeah.
My
And
wife
so, and it's a great program. One of the things we did a while back when we were asked to grow our nursing program was we started with the community and did a little market research to find out what the demand was. And one thing we found was there was demand for an evening track. So for these non-traditional students, these working moms or dads that have families that can't come during the day, and that's all that was offered at the time. And it worked out well while we're in the building we're in until we get our downtown building, because we needed more space. So by having those students there in the evening time, we can use it more of, better use the space that we have. But it got going this past year, and it's been a strong success. We've got a lot of interest in the evening program, and it's not just for the LPN to RN or paramedic to RN, it's for any of the folks going for the associate degree in nursing.
And a really exciting piece of that is that program was supported through the LDH Hero Grant Fund. So we got the largest grant award in the state this past year, $1.2 million to support the faculty, provide some student scholarships for that evening cohort, some of the resources and support. So we're very excited to even provide some financial support for students who are interested in that evening cohort.
Never heard of EMT to ASN. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's not EMT
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
ASN. It was paramedic. So
Paramedic to
yeah, there's a process from EMT to work your way to a paramedic.
Yeah.
The program is paramedic to ASN.
So educate me, where does ASN fit in the LPN and RN? Is it in the middle? Is it above, below?
So an associate degree in nursing could be either one, depending on the program you're at. For ours at LSUA, our associate degree in nursing is an RN program.
Okay.
So you can do a certificate in nursing or an associate degree to work towards your LPN, which some other programs have. And then there's an ASN or a bachelor's degree in nursing. We had the ASN from when we were a two-year college. And for a lot of our non-traditional students, it's the shorter, cheaper pathway to become an RN. And so we've stuck with that. And it's a very strong program. They have the exact same license when they finish school, do the exact same jobs. And so on the backside of that, we've added what we call an ASN to BSN. So you can go to work after your ASN and as an RN. It's a lot of N.
That's a lot of N.
And then online, though, you can complete your Bachelor of Science in Nursing as well. If
While
you
you're
would
working,
like to
so
go ahead and do that.
Well, that's what my wife's doing because she wants to start making money as quickly as possible.
That's it,
And then she'll go to
absolutely.
school while she is working
That's it.
at the hospital. So
It's a win all the way around. That's right.
Well, it was a good snag to bring Jeff in because he's got a little
Absolutely.
bit of medical.
The medical experience. You hear that, don't you? That's exactly why we pulled him over.
That's right.
It's about 20
Been
years.
great.
Oh, wow.
Well, and now, have y'all not had the nighttime classes prior to reinitiating them now? I thought they'd had them a while back.
We have always had different nighttime classes. What we did not have was the clinical cohort of nursing that was offered at night specifically. And so what we did was build that program once we saw what some of the needs were in the community. We built that program around the regular working hours. So you do your classes in the evening time, and then your clinical is done on Saturdays. And that allows people to keep their full-time job and support their family. One of the first folks that brought that up to me was a friend of mine that's about to retire from the sheriff's department. And he was wanting to go back to school to be a nurse, but he couldn't do that as long as he was still working in his current role. And so he had asked me about it and kind of planted the seed, and we started doing a little research and found there was quite a bit of demand for that in the area. So
we throw a term around a lot, and I want to see if you can explain cohort. We talk about these cohorts. What does that mean in the educational realm, either one of you?
Yeah, so that just means that group of students who have come in and they're progressing through the program as a set or as a group.
Okay, so it'd almost be like people in high school, the freshman class. So you're a class that stays together through all of this. Okay,
that's exactly right.
They progress, yep.
And then they go into nursing, the actual nursing program after their prerequisites. We call it CN1, 2, 3, and 4. And each of those are cohorts as they matriculate through that program. And one of the benefits of the LPN to RN and paramedic to RN is they can take some tests and basically skip that first cohort, clinical cohort, and shorten that track to where they just have 3 semesters of clinicals to get out.
And clip out of the class.
That's right.
All right. Here's the bad news. We're halfway through our segment. We've covered like 4 lines of information.
That's all right.
You
We'll
sent
talk
to us.
fast in the
So
next
we've got a lot more to talk about with Dr. Emily Beard and Jeff Langston right after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
Central Louisiana has what it takes. Strong workforce, perfect location, and a legacy of getting things done. That's why Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is producing clean fuel in Pineville, investing $2.5 billion, bringing 1,100 construction jobs, 600 permanent jobs, and millions in local tax revenue made here, powered by us. Visit BeaverLakeEnergy.com and see how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
Before the story hits the group chat, it hits Simlaw Update. It's the news the way you want it, fast and to the point, and delivered by me, Stephen Maxwell, with Simlaw Broadcasting. Follow Simlaw Broadcasting on Facebook. Simlaw Update, your community, your update.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
They say all good things come to those who wait, but not for those who wait for that next auto breakdown that could cost you thousands of dollars. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance Auto Protection Plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you can never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-310-0219. That's 800-310-0219. 800-310-0219.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
Welcome back to Talkback. Talking to Dr. Elizabeth Beard, the provost, and Jeff Langston, the chief operating officer at LSUA. Man, so many good things happen in nursing, the workforce development that's taking place. There's also something that you guys are talking about that I need you to explain to me. It's 3+3 occupational therapy pathway. And I know that 3 + 3 = 6, but when I look at this, this is not, this isn't basic math. It's not even Common Core math. This is something else. So tell us about it.
Absolutely. We are excited about this. So we partnered with LSU Health Science Center Shreveport and their Doctor of Occupational Therapy program to really fast track students into that doctoral degree. So it's sort of, I call it the reverse of a dual enrollment. They come to LSUA, students get 3 years of prereqs and curricula with us, and then they can get early admission into LSU Health Science Center DOT program. They have a guaranteed interview if they complete the prerequisites and sort of do all of the work with us. We have that in the agreement. They get a guaranteed interview, and then they can go to the Doctor of Occupational Therapy program. And after their first year of coursework there, they earn their bachelor from us. So that's the dual enrollment part. And then in 2 more years of coursework, they have the doctorate. So
Pretty amazing.
it's huge.
It is.
It basically saves them a year of tuition and funding and time. So if it's
At a much more expensive institution, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it all works out very well. But that's, part of it is providing that access and accelerating it by a year, on the back end of their bachelor's degree. But also that start is right here, and they have that guaranteed interview. So that relationship to the healthcare program is set and is available to students right here in Alexandria.
Who would have ever thought that you think pre-med, you think LSUA?
That's right.
Right?
And I'm going to tell you our pre-med program, and so that's a different cohort. I'm going to use that word again, but is second to none. So it's basically like an honors program, but for pre-med students. So students come in, they have to take certain coursework, then they apply to this interdisciplinary pre-med program, the honors program for pre-med students. They have rigorous coursework, they have the exam prep, they have connections to both LSU Health Science Center New Orleans and Shreveport. They talk to the admissions counselors, and again, they have a guaranteed interview when they graduate with us for both of those programs. So it is a great foundation for that medical degree.
I don't know if it's because of Jeff or what, but just this expansion of medical stuff is blowing my mind.
It's all because of Jeff.
All because
It started well before I went there, but no, that's a great opportunity. We had our first students. It's a new program. We had our first students accepted into medical school this past May.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
100%.
100% pass rate. So 1 year, we had 3 graduated. They're all accepted to medical school.
Yeah.
So,
You know the pressure that puts on the next group?
Yeah, right.
To maintain the 100%?
We like 100%. That's our favorite number.
Where'd they go? I'm just curious.
Yeah, LSU Health Science Center, Shreveport, New Orleans, and then one the VCOM school in Monroe.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
You think about these different pathways that you guys are creating. I also think, though, about the new president that was announced for LSU, and then separating it back out again, where you're going to have 2 roles that was previously in one office, where all the extension schools. I'm wondering if that's going to give you guys even more access to intercooperation and attention. Although LSUA doesn't really need a whole lot of help getting attention. Y'all doing a pretty good job of banging the bell. What do y'all think about that? Is that outside of our wheelhouse for this conversation?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I think it's a need. I mean, I could imagine running main campus and the rest of the system in the state. So I think that'll definitely help, allow us a little more resources and some support there by just having 2 different folks there and one to focus on the rest of the things, if you will. But LSU as a whole, the system has been focused on partnership programs for some time now. Instead of trying to duplicate things, which costs more at every campus, it's how can we partner with each other, whether it be LSU E, LSU Shreveport, LSU, Baton Rouge, any of them, and try and work together and make these pathways for students. And at the end of the day, our goal is to take the students from central Louisiana that are coming in, especially these first-time college or first-generation college students who aren't familiar with the processes and pathways, and making sure they can see from day one what this process looks like. Here's the road ahead. Here's how we're going to help you get there.
Yeah, and one of the things we've really done in leveraging those system partnerships, and you said not duplicating programs, but bringing some programs to central Louisiana so that students can stay right here and have access to the surge tech, dental hygiene.
Yeah, we've got quite a few of those partner programs. One is the surgery tech with LSUE. They already had a degree in that. And so what we did was create the prerequisite programs at LSUA so that they can come to LSUA, apply directly into LSUE's surgery tech program, which is now located downtown at the AC Buchanan building, and finish their coursework and clinicals right here in Alexandria in the local hospitals where they'll be going to work afterwards. We've done the same thing with dental hygiene from the LSU Health Science Center in New Orleans. So we've got a school here for dental hygiene now as well. And then we've got some variations of that as well, just depending on the specific programs and what works out best. And a good example of that would be respiratory therapy. Respiratory therapy classes are, we have the prerequisites at LSUA. They only have to go to units 2 days a week after they're in respiratory therapy for 1 year. And the other 3 days they're in Alexandria in hospitals doing their clinicals. So it just makes sense, so we're just looking at any opportunity to partner. Back to the 3+3, I mean, it's worked well. There's a lot of interest in that. So we're working with LSU Health Science Shreveport to get outside of occupational therapy and say what other pathways can we do in a similar format.
I've already talked to like 2 or 3 people who said they want to be an OT. I'm like, oh, you got to check out LSUA because
really
we did that story. It's amazing.
And I will tell you, the feedback from the medical schools, and even, we do a similar track for veterinary, the vet school, and those professional healthcare schools say our students are very well prepared because there's such a focus on the undergraduate educational experience at LSUA.
Well, these high impact partnership programs you guys are developing have given us, we hear now more about LSUE, LSU Shreveport, because you guys are, I think to me, it felt like in the past they were competitors. And now you guys are truly linking arms. And it's all for the benefit of the student.
That's it.
Now we're competitors on the basketball court.
That's it.
And the baseball field and the soccer field, right?
Yeah, that's it. Without a doubt.
And speaking of competitors, there's a small game going on tonight somewhere in central Louisiana at HOS Fieldhouse. It's the LSUA women and the LSUA men versus the LCU Wildcats.
That's right.
5:30 and 7:30?
5:30 and 7:30. And we need everybody to wear their purple and gold. Go Generals. I think it's the first conference game tonight.
Awesome.
So we're excited to bring home a win. We plan on keeping that bridge trophy at LSUA.
And if you haven't been, it's some great basketball. We love it.
Great.
Very fun. Our coaches are extraordinary.
Well, thank you guys.
Teams.
Yeah, you're right. They're wonderful folks, and I love watching the programs develop. Thank you both, Dr. Beard, Jeff Langston. Thank you both for being here today talking about LSUA.
Pleasure.
Look forward to next time you're in the house.
I always say,
for having us.
I was looking for colleges, 15 years ago. LSUA would have probably been something I overlooked. It would be my top one now.
That's
all right.
Amazing. We'll take you back.
It's amazing. I don't know if you would allow me in, but
we would.
You might be on academics. What's that word? Academic probation or something. I don't know. All right, let's stop talking about that. Let the commercials talk. We'll be back with more after this.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Tech, jobs, and retail are big themes this morning. NVIDIA shares under pressure. The information reporting Meta Platforms is in talks to spend billions on Google's AI chips. In the job market, ADP is out with numbers showing weakening job creation in November. U.S. retail sales, excluding gas and autos, barely rose in September. Big question, meantime, about just how much retailers can or can't afford to cut prices for you for the Black Friday weekend. New report shows inflation at the producer level is on the rise, with prices on finished consumer goods going up sharply. And restaurant chefs are really going to extremes to master the turkey dinner. Wall Street Journal says as chefs craft turkey dishes like Peking, jerk, or tandoori turkey, adapting turkey to various cuisines isn't easy, and has chefs doing things like deboning the bird, stuffing a whole pineapple inside it, and even giving the turkey a deep tissue massage. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Some smiles sound like this, while others sound this way. If you'd like to improve the way your smile sounds, the folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville can deliver. Over the years, hundreds of Central Louisiana patients have visited Today's Dental and then left completely satisfied. Their dental implant procedure is amazingly simple, low anxiety, and completely affordable. Today's technology makes your beautiful smile easier than ever. The staff at Today's Dental go out of their way to make you comfortable with calming in-office IV sedation that's administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. And their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Want your smile to sound better? Give Today's Dental a call at 318-448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 318-448-4540.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson. A message from Israel Air Conditioning and Heating.
Yeah, my mama, she told me to pick up and call Israel Air. She told me Israel Air. She told me. She said they'll come running with comfort beyond compare.
At a very fair price.
Because you know we're all about your comfort, no troubles. Call 442-6657. That's 442-6657. We're all about your comfort,
Good morning. Starting out with a few clouds this morning, but things improving as we get further into the day. We're saying partly cloudy by about noontime, sunny this afternoon. Afternoon high temps near 77. A few clouds overnight. We'll get down to 51. And then get ready for this on Wednesday. A sunny day. Afternoon highs only 65 degrees. We'll get down to the upper 30s on Wednesday night. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK Back.
Welcome back to Talk Back. What a great interview with Dr. Beard and Jeff Langston. They're just delightful people. That's one of the nice things that I've experienced in being out there with them. Now I get to do their play-by-play for their basketball on their streaming, and so I've gotten to know quite a bit of people out there.
Do you do it by yourself?
Yeah, I do. They have somebody that runs the computer, that does the commercials and stuff.
Well, you need a color guy.
Well, come on out, man.
Oh, no, you don't want me.
Well, here's what we do. In the second quarter of the girls' game, Coach Demario Jackson, the men's coach, comes over and he sits with me for about 10 minutes.
Oh, cool.
We talk, kind of preview their game and talk. And so he is such a fun guy. But the girls are so fun to watch. I've told my wife, this may sound sacrilegious, I like women's basketball more than men's basketball.
I have to agree. Because I grew up in a high school where the girls' basketball program was top notch.
Yeah.
Like I went to a C school. It's Fairview.
Yep.
They would beat the 5A champions consistently. They were that good. So I get it.
And what I told Lori, my reason for it is that when you're watching girls basketball, women's basketball, you're actually seeing strategy and plays develop. And there's actual, there's pick and rolls. There's true plays that are set, where with men, it's just almost about pure physicality and, either long ball shooting or slam dunking and, but it's just physical. It's so
cool
physical
to see, though.
It is. But if you like strategy, then women's basketball is so much fun.
It's about the fundamental.
Well, they got a good group of coaches there on both sides, men's and women's. Billy Perkins and his wife, Calessa, are leading the women's basketball team. Coach Demario Jackson, and he's such a recruiter, too. And they're ranked in the top 20 nationwide.
Basketball is the most fun to see in person, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's no pausing. There's no breaks.
I grew up in a basketball school. I didn't play it because I was awful.
Yeah.
But, it was always fun. I would never watch it on TV unless it was something I was really into. But in person, it's the best.
I'm similar. I'm not really big into watching that. I feel so horrible. I have slipped into Stephen Maxwell land with our ESPN fantasy draft, fantasy football league.
You just don't care?
I just totally forgot that we were playing this week, and I started some guys that were in bye weeks, plus an injured reserve guy.
You gave me HE double hockey sticks for 5 weeks. And now you're doing the same
thing. But it's because you rubbed off on me.
Typical.
The only good thing that happened was I still won this week. You know why?
Because you played me?
Because I played you. Yeah. You didn't even know, did you?
No.
Yeah.
So I haven't opened it in like 5 weeks.
You were ahead by like 5 points Sunday night after the final Sunday night game.
Wow.
But I had one player left to play, and it was McCaffrey from San Francisco, and he scored enough points. So
I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't even turn on the Cowboys game this week.
I heard you tell Al
I don't know
that
what's going
yesterday.
on.
Something is wrong with your.
I think it's the young kids thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought I was going to say because you're a daddy now. Your priorities
kind of check out. But when they get older and they don't care about me as much anymore, I'll watch more football.
I'm going to tell you a Dallas Cowboys story right after this phone call. Good morning. You're on Talkback with Stephen and Nathan.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to call in when the people from LSUA were visiting with you, but I kind of wonder when I drive around the airport complex, I see a Northwestern University unit out there. And doesn't it have something to do with nursing?
Yes, that's where my wife goes. Yep.
Well,
they have nursing
so,
and rad tech, I think.
Well, what's the difference between LSUA nursing and Northwestern nursing?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, like the programs they offer, or like the rigor of it. What do you mean?
Well, I assume the rigor is equal no matter what institution is teaching it.
They both have ASN and BSN programs. So
okay, well,
yeah.
It almost sounds like to me there might be some competition.
Yeah, I'd assume for sure. Yeah. We went to NSU because we were in Shreveport when she started the program, and NSU has satellite campuses, Shreveport, Alec, and Natchitoches, or their main campus in Natchitoches.
Well, all the institutions are complaining about a reduction in the available student base to recruit from. And it almost seems like everybody is basically duking it out with each other for bodies.
That may be the case, but I will tell you in the arena of nursing, we can't have enough nursing.
That's a different thing, yeah.
The hospitals are begging for more nurses. I can tell you that they're not running at full capacity sometimes because they don't have enough nurses on staff.
Yep.
And so I think that's one of the arenas where there actually is room for this competition, and it makes both programs better.
I mean, LSUA is building that big health campus downtown, so there's a huge need for it at this current point in time.
Just to give a perspective, I think Rapides has hired 50 international nurses to fill the gap. Now there's a big vetting process they have to go through, and they have to have all the rigor and standards and whatnot, but there's just not enough local nurses. They've been paying, both hospitals have been paying for what they call travel nurses. They have to pay these exorbitant rates for people to come from Dallas and New Orleans and other places to stay here for a week or 2 weeks at a time, and it's just not sustainable. So you got to get more local nurses.
I was begging my wife to get into the travel nurse thing before we moved here, and we make big money, but I can't do any more moving. So she's gonna have to get a job here.
Yeah. Well, another question that's unrelated. Is it true that the basketball that is used by women playing basketball is smaller than the one that the men use?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, then how does one compare Ms. Clark and Mr. Maravich's scoring?
Oh, I think they have to make sure you clarify that it's women's records and men's records.
Well, it just seemed like everybody was going gaga over Miss Clark because she broke Pete's record.
That's a good point. That is a great point.
There's a difference between an apple and an orange.
Well,
but they're both fruit.
I mean,
well,
she just kind of dominated her field, I guess, so they made a big deal out of that. So,
well, there's no doubt about what a great athlete the lady was, but then to start comparing records between men and women doesn't make any sense. And I'm wondering if we're talking DEI?
I don't know.
I hadn't thought of that.
Hey, one of my favorite movies is that Pistol Pete movie when I was a kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
They made the movie out of Pete Maravich.
I never saw the movie.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I need to go look at it.
Great movie.
Well, I'm a Methuselah. I saw Pete play.
That's cool.
You saw the real deal.
No.
Man, sure.
You might be interested in one game against Mississippi State. He came up to court and stopped at mid-court and stripped it.
Wow.
Well, the next time he came up to court, he stripped it again. And by that time, the next time the ball came up to court, the ball was thrown to him at mid-court, and he acted like he was going to shoot, and the entire Mississippi State team came out to surround him, and he dribbled around them and made a layup. And at that time, dunking was illegal. I'm sure yeah, it was illegal. You could not dunk.
Okay.
So the world changes, doesn't it?
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
I think the movie's called Pistol Pete. You should watch it.
Well, there's one called I just Googled, one called The Pistol, The Birth of a Legend, 1991.
That sounds about right.
All right, I'm going to look it up. Hey, caller, thank you for calling in. We're late on this break. Sure appreciate your call. We'll be back with more right after this.
KSYL. This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with the clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry, with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The clinic's on North Dalton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Hello, I'm Sarah Kramer of Kramer Funeral Home. Funerals don't just signify that a life has ended. They celebrate that a life was lived and loved. At Kramer Funeral Home, we understand the importance of celebrating a life well lived. And since no two people are alike, no two funerals should be alike. We will assist you step by step in creating a meaningful service that honors your loved one's unique life. Let us, the staff at Kramer Funeral Home, be your personal guide.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
Welcome back to Talkback, where the phone line is lit up. Let's go back to the caller. Good morning, sir. You on Talkback with Stephen and Nathan?
Yeah, the caller was asking about the difference between LSUA and Northwestern programs.
Yeah.
Really no difference. I mean, they do the same curriculum thing. But Northwestern had a long history of nursing programs. They had nursing, I don't know when they started, but most of ours, I went to LSUA, and Northwestern had nursing programs a long time before LSUA did. Most of our instructors were Northwestern graduates. Problem with Northwestern, they'd go to Natchitoches for a year or so, then they had to go to Shreveport. They had a dormitory. And it was funny. The nursing instructors, they had gone to Northwestern in the 50s and 60s, and they talked about how strict it was. They had all kind of standards they had to meet for, like, their dress and their hair and makeup, and they couldn't get caught holding hands with a guy on campus or anything. It was really, really strict back then. But anyway, they had Northwestern. I'm not sure when their nursing program started, but it was before LSUA. Good many years before LSUA. Well, I went, and I started in '73, and I think we were like the 7th year of LSUA program. So, but basically the curriculum's about the same. I mean, it's the same. They have to meet the same standards, you know, to be what do you call it, certified or not certified. But you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what LSUA does, but they have, like, NSU has certain grades you have to make to pass the class. Like, you can't make a C to pass the class. You have to make like an 82.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense, I guess.
It is, yeah.
Makes it difficult, though.
One difference, back when I went, everybody started in the nursing program, and like we had about 150 started, and you started in nursing 101 the very first semester. You know, about 3 or 4 weeks there, you were in the hospital, but they wasted a lot of time like that, because we started out like 150 students, and I think 75 graduated. So then they went to a different program where you had to complete all your prerequisites, and you had to have a great, fairly high grade point average. You had to compete to go into the nursing courses.
Yep.
So they didn't waste as much time on so many students that weren't serious or weren't going to finish,
Well, there's a reason the rigor is up, as they say, because you and I both want competent nurses taking care of us. Well, you worked in that field, right, for many years?
35 years.
Yeah, I recall hearing you talk about that, and I'm sure.
And interestingly, they had a nursing shortage when I graduated. They've been having nursing shortages all these years. 50 years later, they still got a nursing shortage.
Well, I think COVID really exacerbated it, to use one of those $10 words. It really, some retired because they just didn't want to deal with the stress, and then, the demand for nursing increased, and those things just revealed a flaw in the onboarding system. So,
my wife's got 50 years. Yeah, 50 years last August.
Golly. Man, you guys are true veterans. That's 85 years of experience between the two of you.
She became a nurse practitioner. I didn't. I didn't want to do that. But
I heard you talk about the other day the price that she had to pay to do that. Hats off to her. Is she still practicing?
Yeah, 2 days. Well, 2 days a week.
She didn't have to work at Rapides ER, does she?
No, she just. She's in the clinic, cardiology clinic. The problem is she works Monday and Wednesday. The problem is on Tuesday, and she spends 4 or 5 hours on the computer getting ready for her clinic day, on her off days, and she doesn't get paid for that.
People have no idea. Yeah.
But another issue, my wife can't give it up. She's got all these patients who've been with her for 20 years, and so she gives them her phone number. I mean, she is truly dedicated. She gives them her phone number, and they call her if their blood pressure's off or something like that. She'll tell them. Amazingly, she can remember all these people's what drugs they're on, like what blood pressure they're on. And a lady called her this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Goodness.
But she is truly dedicated. I mean, dedicated, and she's high energy. A lot more energy than I do.
Yeah, that telehealth stuff is nice too. I just call my doctor and they'll tell me what to do. I guess get FaceTime too.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Well, hey, thanks for your call. Really appreciate it. Always a joy to hear from you. You have a good one. We're going to take another break. The last break of the hour. Back with the final segment on Talkback.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
This is Governor Jeff Landry. We all recognize that we have a homeless problem in our state, and particularly in our major cities. And November is Hunger and Homeless Awareness Month. It's a time for us to remember that no Louisianian should ever go without a safe place to call home or a warm meal. Our administration is working tirelessly to fix this problem. We're partnering with the Louisiana Housing Corporation and our local homeless coalitions, working every day to help families get back on their feet. Each year, thousands of Louisiana families face the challenge of homelessness, but there is help available. If you or someone you know needs assistance, you can visit laboscoc.org. That's laboscoc.org to find resources near you. No Louisianian should ever go without a safe place to call home or a warm meal. Together, we can make sure every family in Louisiana has a home.
Paid for by Louisiana Housing Corporation. When buying a home or property, you have a choice for your real estate closing attorney. Fine Legal Services, LLC is a full-service title company offering residential and commercial real estate closings, title insurance, and more. Call your Alexandria, Louisiana attorneys, George Fine and Jeremy Cedars, at 318-767-2226 to learn more, or visit fine-lawyers.com. Let your realtor and lender know that you choose Fine Legal Services.
Central Louisiana. Ever wonder what could happen if we all joined together for a single cause? All aboard! Every Christmas, Sentinel Broadcasting brings our community together for one simple mission: to make sure every child in Sentinel feels the magic of Christmas morning. Now that's more like it. Join us Saturday, December 6th from 10 to 4 in the parking lot of Target in Alexandria for the Sentinel Broadcasting Cares for Kids Toy Drive. Bring a new unwrapped toy and become part of something bigger. These local businesses have already joined the cause: Barksdale Federal Credit Union, Central Louisiana Surgical Hospital, McDonald's of Alexandria, Royal Martin, Lake District Industry, and Moffitt Orthodontics. Now we need you too. Stop by, drop off a toy, and show your support, because when all all of Cenla comes together, Christmas magic happens. Cenla Broadcasting cares for kids. Saturday, December 6th from 10 to 4 at Target on Memorial Drive in Alexandria.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
Welcome back to Talk Back for this Tuesday morning, almost Thursday. Thursday's Thanksgiving Day. Nobody will be here in person for the studio program on Thursday or Friday, taking both days off. Tomorrow will be the final show of the week with Al and Stephen coming in to wrap things up around here. And they got a good show for you. You got Kim Lyons from the Cenla Pregnancy Center coming in. David Atwood will probably be bringing, he has to call one day. I'm not here.
I got to call Atwood's after this. I got to order some pies.
Yeah. Well, you better get on it. Also, so those will be a couple great segments tomorrow morning you'll don't want to miss with Al and Stephen. I was going to tell you, I'm regretting now that I said I was going to tell you the story, but I said I was going to tell the story. I had just adopted my son and daughter from Colombia, South America. We'd come home. I think it was probably our first Sunday at home in here in Pineville. And so they've been with us for almost 2 months. We had to live in Colombia for a while with them before we could come back. And so we're watching a football game, and it's a Dallas Cowboys game. Couldn't tell you who they were playing, but I wanted my son to see football, and he's 4 years old. Okay. So he's sitting there and he doesn't speak any English, so he doesn't understand anything that's being said. He's only played soccer, so he doesn't understand football. So I'm having to explain things to him and in Spanish, and we're talking. And then they did a close-up of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. And my son, people only online can see this. He's looking at the TV this way, and they came on and he went. His eyes got real big. He looked at me and he looked back at the TV. I said, yeah, thank God for American football. So that will be a memory I'll keep for the rest of my life.
Typical.
So, yep, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Now we know why so many young men really like the Dallas Cowboys.
That's what my wife said, who, she's from a different country too, and she kind of got into football when she got with me. She goes, oh, I see why you like the Cowboys now. I was like, I actually only like the guys on the football field. I was like, I didn't have anything to do with that.
Well, and I've told you before, I was a fan of the Cowboys back in the Staubach era. They were America's team. There's no doubt about it. So it was, and then the cheerleaders weren't quite as extravagant back then, so it wasn't about that. So, but right now it's kind of hard to get into anything. Saints have not been doing great. I heard you yesterday saying you're going to jump back on the bandwagon now that the Cowboys are doing good, right?
No, I only will watch right now if they're winning.
If they're winning.
Yes. They play the Chiefs Thursday, so we'll see.
Whew. What time's the game, do you know?
It's usually 3:15.
What are y'all doing for Thanksgiving?
We're just staying here with her family.
Her family?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably
my family goes to Dallas.
Okay.
So, but I just generally don't feel like driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think there'll be a big spread?
Oh, yeah. And it's a good mix of traditional American Thanksgiving food, which is my favorite food in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then some Venezuelan sprinkled in there. So that's nice. They make ayacas, I think is how you say it.
I don't know what that is.
It's like kind of like a big tamale, but it has like raisins and meat and all sorts of stuff. We had some last night. They're fantastic.
Oh, wonderful. Their version of a fruitcake.
No. It's like a tamale.
Okay.
Yeah. You put raisins in there, it kind of
adds a little sweet to it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe I can get you one.
I would love to try it. I love food.
I'm sure you might have had one in Colombia.
We
eat the same
We
thing.
did have some street food that had raisins in it that was a breaded food, now that you mentioned that, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
That might have been, it was like a bread.
It was like a stuffed bread.
That might be ham bread.
I don't know.
Those are pretty good too.
My favorite food anywhere in the world is street food, though, because that's the best food you'll ever eat is street food. Because it's, obviously it's popular with them and they make it so good. So street tacos in Mexico can't be beat.
I want to go to Colombia. Did you like it?
I loved it. I've been twice. I went in 2007 on a missionary trip to the Amazons. I spent a week there. No, that was 2003. I'm sorry. And then we went in 2013, 10 years later. That's when we adopted the kids, and we had to stay there for almost 2 months.
Huh.
And that was a great experience.
I bet.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I've been very blessed to get to travel to a lot of those countries, and I've never had a bad meal except for one. And then that was my own fault. It was a couple-day-old possum. So
I've been to a couple of states. I can tell you about them.
Yeah, a couple of states. Well, I know you've been to Florida because we lamented losing you to the pristine sands of Florida. We're so glad to have Stephen back. What are you covering today? You got anything in the hopper you're going to promote today? Or?
It's poinsettia season. Going to check out some of the Christmas plant there for you.
You going to go to the Doug Young?
Yeah, how'd you know?
They're the poinsettia kings around here.
Yeah, going there.
We usually our church buys from them because they have the best selection and best price.
Big tease here. We've been working on a big project for kind of a couple months since we started here. It's kind of coming to fruition. We're having our first episode. You're hearing it here first. It's going to be called SINLAW Update Exclusive. Tune into my page to see the teaser video sometime today.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
It's a one-of-a-kind media venture here in Central Louisiana.
Come on now. This is where it's at. Stephen Maxwell bringing you the exclusive for SINLAW Broadcasting. All right. Well, thanks, Stephen. Thanks. Always enjoy being with you. Come back tomorrow for Al and Stephen. You know where it's happening on KSYL Talkback. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Happy Easter to everybody.
Easter.
Happy Thanksgiving, too.
Nathan.
Bye.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of SINLAW Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 1.